What are you doing? Just calling the owner, Snoop replied, lifting the phone to his ear. Shouldn't take long. Elena's confidence faltered, her irritation giving way to confusion. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. Around them, a few employees had stopped what they were doing, their attention drawn to the unfolding scene. Snoop held up a finger as if to say, "Just a moment," then turned slightly away, speaking into the phone. "Yeah, it's me. I'm at the dealership. Everything's fine. Just a little misunderstanding. Could you let them know I'm here?" He ended the call and slipped the phone back into his pocket, turning back to Elena. "They'll be here shortly," he said simply. Elena stared at him, her mouth slightly open. Who did you just call?" Snoop didn't answer right away, instead glancing around the showroom, his gaze lingering on the staff who were now watching intently. "Guess we'll find out," he said, his tone almost playful. The tension in the room was palpable, the weight of it pressing down on everyone present. Elena shifted uncomfortably, her composure beginning to crack. Minutes passed, but the room felt frozen in time. Elena busied herself with her clipboard, though her movements were stiff and deliberate, betraying her unease. Snoop, on the other hand, stood casually by one of the luxury SUVs, his calm demeanor only adding to the tension. The few employees scattered around the showroom whispered to one another, stealing glances at the unfolding scene. It was clear everyone was waiting for something or someone. The sound of the main doors opening broke the silence. A sharply dressed man in a navy suit stepped inside, his polished shoes clicking softly against the tile floor. His expression was serious but warm, and his eyes immediately found Snoop. "Mr. Dog," the man said with a wide smile, extending his hand as he approached. "So good to see you." Snoop returned the handshake with a firm grip, a small smile tugging at the corners of his lips. "Thanks for coming, Vincent." "Appreciate it." The room collectively stiffened. Elena's clipboard nearly slipped from her hands as her eyes darted between Snoop and Vincent, the dealership's regional director. Her confusion quickly morphed into visible alarm. "Wait, Mr. Dog," she echoed, her voice uncertain. Vincent turned to her, his friendly demeanor shifting into something more professional, almost curt. "Elena, I see you've already met Mr. Dog." Elena blinked, her mouth opening and closing as though searching for the right words. I didn't realize." "You didn't realize he's the new owner of this dealership?" Vincent finished for her, his tone sharp. He glanced at Snoop, an apologetic look on his face. "I trust this wasn't your ideal welcome." Snoop raised a hand, stopping him. "It's all right, Vincent. I think Elena and I just got off on the wrong foot." His voice was calm, but there was a weight to his words that made the entire room hang on to them. Elena's face turned ashen, and she took a step back, her clipboard clutched to her chest like a lifeline. I'm so sorry," she stammered, her voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't know." "You didn't know what?" Snoop asked, his tone still gentle but firm. "That I could own a place like this? That someone like me might actually belong here?" Her eyes widened, and for a moment, she seemed utterly lost. "I didn't mean—" Snoop held up a hand, cutting her off. "It's fine, Elena, really." He took a step closer, his voice dropping just enough to make everyone lean in. "But let me ask you something. If I hadn't been the owner, would you have treated me any differently? Would you have given me the same respect you'd give someone who walked in here wearing a suit and tie?" Elena opened her mouth, but no words came out. The silence was deafening. Snoop nodded as though her silence was answer enough. He turned to Vincent, his voice carrying a new authority. "Let's gather everyone in the conference room. I think it's time we had a little chat about how things are run around here." The employee